The biggest risks that we worry about for Cleveland residents in cold weather is hypothermia, frostbite, and heart attacks. So you have an increased risk of your heart stopping and having a heart attack because of the cold weather, because of high blood pressure and your blood becoming thicker. But you can become more dehydrated, you can become confused, your skin can burn. All of those can be signs of the consequences of cold weather. In Cleveland, we worry most about folks who are older, the elderly. We have cases or have heard of cases where folks over 60 have passed away in their own home because the heat was not high enough in their home. Wind chill and precipitation can really increase the risk of hypothermia and other consequences of cold weather because it just submerges you in that colder environment. One of the things I want to highlight is that in your home on a cold day, really try to keep your thermostat up above 68 for most of the day when you're not in bed. When you're in bed, when you're going to sleep, you can have lots of blankets and wear layers and that sort of thing, but during the day above 68, because we've had cases where people have died of hypothermia when their thermostat was set at below 65, something like 60 to 65, especially in the elderly. Now, when you're outside for those moments, thick gloves, hat, face covering if you've got it, coat, lots of layers, and if you can, try and make your time outside as brief as possible. When it comes to your automobile, same thing. Wear lots of layers, recognize that the heat's not going to turn on immediately. We would prefer that folks in Cleveland are not starting their car 10, 20 minutes in advance because that does contribute to air pollution in our community. And so, assume that your time in the car is going to feel like you're outside for at least the first 10, 20 minutes of your commute. If you're out there and isolated, calling 211 for resources, calling the emergency 911 if it's an emergency, and if you're not feeling well and need help, that's what these services are there for. So anytime that there is a winter weather advisory, some kind of cold weather alert from the Weather Service, we operate our warming shelters. And so that's 4 of our rec centers that we turn into warming shelters where we've got hospitality services. Folks will be there to support you. And if you need shelter overnight, we'll make sure you get to a safe place to stay. What the weather experts say is that climate change is making the weather patterns less predictable than they used to be. But in Cleveland, we've had cold, wet winters all of our lives, and so this is something that we're used to. However, every winter we lose some of our residents to deaths from cold weather, and if we can prevent that, that's what public health is.